Hey, thanks everybody for being here. It looks like we have a pretty good turnout. These are 10-minute snapshots, so I'm going to have to go pretty quickly. What I want to do is just give you an idea of the opportunity that our Regulus presents with its Antiquary project. These are photos from Antiquary itself. As Eric mentioned, it's a very, very large copper-gold opportunity. So whether you're bullish on copper or bullish on gold, this one allows you to play both sides on it. And it has a very good potential to become one of the next major mines in Peru. We're publicly traded, so the appropriate disclosures apply to us on this. And Regulus is actually one of three companies that have been run by the same management team. Our initial company was called Antares Minerals. With Antares, we discovered the Hikira deposit in southern Peru, drilled that out, and sold it to First Quantum in 2010 for about $650 million, a nice return for our shareholders. The same company then went on the hunt to find another project, and we believe with Antiquary we have an opportunity to do something very similar to what we did with Antares Minerals. We've set up a third company that's captured an interesting opportunity in Argentina, which is a different story. So the style of company we are is we're seasoned explorationists. We come from major mining company backgrounds, and we've jumped out into juniors where we can act a little more quickly on this. And our strategy is to find projects that are very close to discovery stage, but the discovery hasn't been fully revealed to the public. So oftentimes we're picking up a project where the company that's had it has done a little bit of work, enough that we can see it has potential to be something really big. Capture it on the cheap, either on a market downturn or due to a certain circumstance, then we drill those out, and then ideally we deliver a project that's a large copper or a copper gold project right as the major miners are starting to look to grow and they want to acquire things. So we believe this market's set up extremely well for delivering a large, particularly copper project, in this case with the benefit of gold, in the next couple of years as major miners are looking for these and haven't been able to find them themselves. The Antiquary project's located in northern Peru. We're up in the region of Cajamarca. It's a stretch of the Andes that is extremely well endowed in both copper and gold deposits. We're located about 2 hours north. Cajamarca's our office, our principal office. We're located about 2.5 hours north, right adjacent to two operating mines, the Tantuatay mine and the Cerro Corona mine. And this is a mostly paved road that goes right past the Yanacocha mine, which is one of the largest gold mine in South America, having produced over 35 million ounces of gold. So it's a good neighborhood to be in. When I mentioned that we're immediately adjacent to two operating mines, this image gives a better view of this. What we own is 100% of the red claims, and we have an option to earn 70% of the pink blocks. We have a large land position here on the north side of the operating Tantuatay mine. Tantuatay is a joint venture called the Comalaiche joint venture, operated by Buenaventura with Southern Copper as a partner. It's a heap leach gold operation that's producing about 150,000 ounces of gold a year now at a fairly good profit, but it's sitting on the top of a very large copper gold sulfide deposit. So beneath this mine is a large copper gold. This is the resource that they report beneath that. So nearly 900 million tons of quite elevated copper gold grade on this, very attractive. It's high sulfidation epithermal mineralization, so there is arsenic associated with this, but a very large resource. That same resource extends onto the ground we have, and we'll see what we're revealing on our side. It's also important to note that the Cerro Corona deposit, which is operated by Gold Fields, is 6 kilometers away. Both of these mines run out of ore in about 2025. So the challenge here is to go from two medium-sized, quite nice mines to one much larger mine, and we think we have the key piece that will be necessary to do this. So as I mentioned, this is a large sulfide resource next door to us. We'll now take a look at what we have. This is the resource we put out in March. It's an interim resource. It's the first look at what we have on our ground. And we report nearly 500 million tons of quite attractive copper gold grade on this. This is a start. We're continuing to drill and move that project to the north as we go. To give an idea on this, what we own are the red claims, and we have the option to earn 70% on the pink claims. This is the conceptual pit that constrains our resource. Our resource is only the portion of the resource that falls on our red claims. Within the pit overall, there's clearly mineralization that extends onto the neighbors. We showed one example of how that's reported. We have collaborative agreements with the mine next door that allow us to work together to show this. Quite frankly, if we each knew what we had, we'd probably already be entering into some sort of an agreement. We both think we have the better part. And the better part can be more, it can be better grade, or an important consideration in this district is it can be cleaner mineralization. The mineralization style that's predominant on the mine side of it to the south of us is high sulfidation epithermal, so it's good copper gold, but it's associated with arsenic. On our side, 54% of our mineralization is hosted in skarn, beneath that copper sulfide, but coming to the surface on our ground to the north. The importance of that is it's good grade mineralization, but it doesn't have the high arsenic content that the epithermal. So we believe that we're going to be the logical place to start an operation from, starting on that cleaner mineralization as we move to the north. So when we started with the project, when we acquired it, there had been some previous drilling on it. It had about a 4 billion pound resource, 4 to 5 billion pound resource. Our new resource has increased that to 8 billion pounds of copper equivalent. We're already in the similar size to what we sold to First Quantum with the Kira. And we're in our phase 2 program. We're about halfway through our phase 2 program. We anticipate at the middle of next year, we'll give an update on the resource. I doubt we'll be done drilling it at that time, but we'll give a snapshot. For those of you that follow us more closely, what we're doing is we're moving the drilling to the north as much as we can. Right now, we can drill up to a boundary about here, and we're waiting for a permit that allows us to jump farther to the north to continue to expand the deposit. The results we've been putting out are quite spectacular. This is a chart that shows the best copper intercepts reported worldwide, publicly reported. They're ordered by copper equivalent percent by meter, so it's a grade thickness. To make this chart, you have to have long intercepts of very good grade. Of the top 20, we have 5 of these that have shown up. The only company that's consistently reporting better and longer intercepts than ourselves is SolGold on their Cascabel project. But you can note that many of their intercepts start at 1,800 meters depth, whereas our intercepts tend to start closer to the surface. Also, of these 5 holes, 3 of these holes were not included in the resource calculation we put out. They're holes that will add to that resource as we continue to drill. Why are we excited that we can move it to the north? This geophysical map shows what we're interested in. Many of our shareholders are following closely now. This is magnetic information in this geologic environment. When we see a central magnetic low surrounded by an annular magnetic high, this is indicative of a porphyry center producing skarn, is high magnetite skarn around that. So this is a very attractive target for porphyry mineralization. This is very attractive for skarn. In about 25% of this ring, we've already announced that we have over 500 million tons of mineralization. So we're very anxious to test this mag high, the central mag low, and this mag high in this area. We have a permit that's been in since March of this year. We anticipate we'll have that by the end of the year, which in Q1 will allow us to move to that area to the north. So very good potential. We already have quite a lot to start with. Very good potential that this will increase in size as we move to the north. That will not only just increase the size, but it'll increase the proportion of mineralization that is low arsenic, a good starter pit. So this is an opportunity for district consolidation that we have a good piece of. What we're trying to position ourselves is that we have not only a sizable percentage of the overall mineralization, but we have the point that you start at. That's the best way to increase the value. In detail, what we've been drilling is from as far north as we can. We've been launching long holes to try to get a peek out here. And this is where we've had some pretty interesting results. AK-26 had 473 meters of 1.4% copper equivalent in it. AK-34, our most recently announced hole, had 820 meters of 0.77 copper. So very, very interesting results to date on this. Just to put this in scale, this is the Antamina copper zinc skarn in Peru in exactly the same geologic environment on it. One of the largest copper skarns in the world at the same scale on top of ours. So we're into a district that has that type of potential size-wise. So as I mentioned, we completed our phase 1 drilling. That allowed us to put a resource out last March. We're about halfway through our phase 2 program. When that's completed, we'll be able to put an updated resource out about mid-year. We're drilling with 4 rigs right at the moment. It's slow drilling. Everybody wants more results. They will be coming in batches as we complete the holes. We won't do a PA until we get to see the full extent of the system. There's no point putting economics around this until we know where the best part to start is. In this short time, I've been able to give you a little glimpse of this. An initiative we're attempting to do is put out more information in YouTube videos and different things like this. So if you go to our website, there's a lot of information to get a much better idea of what the project is. So thank you for your time on this, and more than happy to talk to people today or tomorrow.